Hello everyone, this is Pinky and welcome back to my channel. And if you're here for the first time, a very warm welcome to you. I finished two books this week that I want to talk about today, a thriller and a cozy mystery. And because I can never resist adding new books to my shelves, I also picked up two classics this week. I'm really excited to dive into both, so I'll share a little about why I bought them at the end. So it's a mix of a reading wrap-up and a tiny book haul today. So let's get started. The first book that I read is Cruel Candy by Mildred Abbott, which is the first book in the Cozy Corgi mystery series. This one follows Winifred, who returns to her small hometown after some big changes in her life and decides to open a bookstore. Things are going fairly well until, of course, there's a murder in town, and Winifred somehow gets caught up in solving it. Now, if you have read cozy mysteries before, you know that they're not about shocking plot twists or super complex puzzles. They're just about the atmosphere, the quirky characters, the gossip in the small town, the comforting routines of everyday life, all wrapped around a light mystery. And this book nails that vibe. The mystery itself wasn't particularly hard to figure out and didn't blow me away or anything. But honestly, that's not what I was here for. I was here for the cozy vibes and, of course, the corgi. It adds this warm, adorable element to the story. And guess what its name is? Watson. Anyway, this book gave me exactly what I wanted, something light, fun, and comforting. It is also a short read under 250 pages. If you're new to cozy mysteries, this is a nice entry point. And if you're already a fan, I think you'll enjoy the small town charm and the corgi companionship. I gave it a 4 stars and would definitely continue with the series. Next up, the book that I was so excited to read this week was The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I had loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and so I had really high hopes for this one. And while I was flying through the pages, I ended up giving this 3.5 out of 5 stars. The story is about Belle, whose mother, Rachel Price, disappeared 16 years ago when she was just a child. Belle has always lived with this huge unsolved mystery looming over her. But then, completely out of nowhere, her mother reappears and claims she was kidnapped. Belle, however, can't shake the feeling that something isn't right. Her mom's story has a few holes, and Belle starts to wonder if the person who came back is truly a victim or if something far more complicated is going on. Rachel's return doesn't bring joy and closure, but a ton of tension, suspicion, and messy emotions. What I found really compelling here was the family drama. Belle's relationship with her father and the way she struggles to process her mother suddenly being back felt raw and real. So why the 3.5 stars? Honestly, the tension in the first half of this book is built very well, and the questions kept me glued to the page. But as the story went on and the big reveals started happening, the plot felt a little less grounded. The final twist was shocking but felt a bit unbelievable. It was almost like the story got so twisty that it lost its way a little bit. It's still a really fast-paced and entertaining read, and it definitely had me hooked, but for me it didn't quite stick the landing. And now onto the two new books I picked up this week. First is Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. This is a classic I have been meaning to read forever. It's about a man, Gregor Samsa, who wakes up one day to find himself transformed into a giant insect, which is such a bizarre but fascinating premise. I know it's more about isolation and identity than just the weirdness of the situation, and I'm very curious to see how it reads. And then I got Rashomon and 17 Other Stories by Ryonosuke Akutagawa. I had read The Life of a Stupid Man a few months ago and loved it and wanted to give his short stories a try. This collection is supposed to be dark, thought-provoking and full of moral questions, which I love. Yes, I'm quite excited to pick this up one soon. And that's my week in books. I would love to know whether you prefer dark and twisted thrillers or light and cozy mysteries. What is the latest book you bought? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this mix of a wrap up and a little haul, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow reader. Until next time, bye. Happy reading.